Hello and welcome, you're watching BWTV, and in this episode of BW Tech Talks, we have a very special guest. We have none other than the MD and CEO of LTTS, Mr. Amit Chadha. LTTS, a listed subsidiary of Larsen & Toubro, has a significant presence in the engineering and technology service sector. The company serves 69 Fortune 500 companies and 57 top ER&D companies across various industries. As of December 31st, 2024, LTTS employs over 23,400 employees globally and operates 22 global design centers, 30 global sales offices, and 108 innovation labs. So thank you so much for being here.
Sure.
It's a pleasure being here with you. LTTS had a good Q3. The revenues are on track. Investor sentiments are well. Could you give us and our viewers a brief overview of what the company is doing and what are those key growth factors?
Perfect. So LTTS is a pure play engineering, digital engineering and R&D company, providing software, hardware solutions as well as services to our clients worldwide. We are close to getting to a $1.5 billion run rate in constant currency, and that puts us in line with being the third largest pure play engineering services company headquartered in India worldwide. And second, it puts us number 6, number 7 if I take IT engineering together. We provide product development, product sustenance, digital engineering, digital innovation, plant engineering and digital manufacturing activities and services to our clients globally. You talked about 2 or 3 things that is different. Number 1, we are an engineering company first, and that means that we file patents, we'll write technical publications, we present in forums. We essentially lead with technology. If I, for example, take mobility, which is one of our 3 sectors, we are today working on SDV, we are working on electrification, hybridization, as well as smart cockpits. If I take a look at what we are doing in sustainability, we are working on green energy. We are working on sustainable plants, the entire life cycle, if I may. And we have recently launched our own refinery of the future, which essentially brings the future refinery together alive on a digital twin model. If I take tech, we do VLSI design, embedded systems design. We are partnered with the likes of NVIDIA and others to come up with use case solutions. And then we of course work in the medical field where we work on product development, product sustenance, QARA. And finally we work on smart world solutions. So the smart city of Prayagraj, which is very much in the news, the smart city of Hyderabad and others, including Mahasagar in Maharashtra, which was recently launched, have been worked on by us. Long answer, but cover a wider area of activities.
Very well put. The next question for you is, what kind of role are tier 2 and tier 3 cities are playing in the growth story of LTTS?
Thank you for asking that. See, if you look at tier 2 and tier 3 cities, and I grew up in a tier 3 city myself, in Jamshedpur, there is a number of, number 1, there's a huge amount of talent. Second, there is a huge amount of eagerness to do things. And third, there is infrastructure that is actually coming up and fairly well compared to others, etc. On top of it, doesn't have the traffic snarls that tier 1 cities give. I mean, we always talk about taking 2 hours to get to place A to B, etc. So having said that, it gives those positives. The negatives are getting to it and getting from it becomes a challenge at times. What we've done is we've doubled down. So Baroda, and I don't know whether it's a tier 2 or a tier 3, so won't go there. But Baroda, Mysore, Chennai are huge growth areas for us. We already have about 4,000 employees each in each of these locations and growing. We're also looking at Pune and Hyderabad at tertiary centers for ourselves, but we'll buckle down right now and focus on Mysore, Baroda and Chennai for growth, along with Bangalore, which we already have, and a little bit in Mumbai.
The Indian tech landscape has always lagged behind when it comes to the global competition. I want to understand what steps is LTTS taking to bridge that gap.
Thank you. So first, I would actually say that From a technology standpoint, which is developing GPUs or CPUs or AI, India may be not taking the lead, but if it comes to services sector, I do believe that we should be proud of what India has built. Companies like TCS, companies like Infosys, companies like Cognizant, all of them came out of India, and these are world leaders. If I look at engineering services today, LTTS is the third largest pure play engineering services company globally. There's only 2 companies above us, and they are within striking distance. I mean, give us the next few years and we'll actually go beyond. So I do believe that India's services is playing a pivotal and very important role in the industry, and actually industry leading as opposed to lagging.
Okay. You mentioned 2 things, AI and services.
Yes.
Great words. My next question is, how do you think AI is shaping the services industry?
So AI, so there's 2 parts to AI, right? Number one is the usage of AI. And if I look at the usage of AI is helping employees be more productive. Let me talk to you about just my company, right? So we've grown year on year at about 8.7, 8.8% in constant currency in the last 3 quarters.
Okay.
And if I was to look at my headcount addition, it's been 0. And it's not that I've eliminated jobs, but I've been able to augment the productivity of our employees leveraging AI. Just in a small company of 25,000 people, more than 8,000 people have been trained on AI. There are people that are leveraging, our employees are leveraging AI to design bumpers, to design seats. They are leveraging AI to write code, to review code, to actually look at medical devices and test medical devices, and at times as much as shave off efforts of up to about 40% from a test cycle leveraging AI. We filed 176 patents in AI and Gen AI. So that's one part of it where you're actually able to improve the productivity of the employee by leveraging AI. The second is all about AI with decision making. There's a number of times, either it be business or it be, take any walk of life, there are decisions to be made. Now, decisions are best made, of course, people say, you should look at the gut, but decisions are best made looking at data and then leveraging your gut for it, right? AI provides you that.
Okay.
AI provides you a huge amount of data.
Okay.
Leveraging it all together, distilling it and giving you a few options. And that, I believe, is the second biggest use of AI, be it the medical field where a doctor has to take a decision on where to do a cut, be it a plant where you are actually deciding whether I should shut it down and which line should I shut down in the plant. Third, scheduling in a plant when you do shipments. Fourth, finding the right shipping lanes to move goods. Fifth, sourcing. I mean, there are multitude of examples that we are working on right now that I'm sure others have done as well, leveraging AI. The third part of AI, which we are yet to see, is how is AI helping the human race in live a better life. I mean, if I was to say this, we've got an aging population here, and if somebody who's a little more senior can leverage AI while driving the car in an assisted manner, it makes them safe, it makes others safe, right? I don't think there's a better example than this, and that's the third use of AI that can come about that can help us improve the quality of life.
Okay. There have been reports of LTTS looking to add 2,000 odd more employees to their workforce. What kind of skill sets are you looking for in new hires, especially in this era of AI?
Sure. So we're looking to add about 2,000 freshers in the next 12 months.
Okay.
And we will be looking for 3 kinds of skill sets. Number one is going to be all around software and software generated various kind of software parts is number one. Number two, we are looking to add some VLSI design engineers or silicon design engineers, semicon design engineers. And third, we are looking to add plant engineering professionals that can help us design plants.
Okay.
So that will be the 3 broad categories where we're looking to add people in the workforce in the next 12 months.
So my next question is about a broader picture, the overall long-term business objective. You mentioned in a statement in an interview last year that you want to become a top 5 global player in the ER&D space, and you want to achieve a revenue of 3 billion.
Yes.
How far along is LTTS?
So thank you for asking that. See, I had made 3 commitments as I became CEO, and that was not done as an individual but done as an organization and a leadership team. We as a leadership team committed to 3 things in September 2021. We committed to $1 billion run rate by a certain period, we committed to 18% EBIT by a certain period, and we committed to a $1.5 billion run rate by a certain period. Billion was achieved about 3 quarters in advance, was 2 quarters in advance. EBIT was achieved 3 quarters in advance. Well, I will use the entire period, and I had promised $1.5 billion run rate by the time we end FY25, and we've got a quarter left, and I think in constant currency terms, we should be able to get there.
Okay.
Correct?
Okay.
Now, where are we going? The ambition that our board has got for us and our stakeholders have got for us is to become number 1 or number 2 pure play engineering services worldwide. Right?
Okay.
And we are number 3 right now. For us to be able to achieve that, we will first have to get to $3 billion and create a plan for ourselves to then get to $5 billion. So our medium term goal is to get to $3 billion. To this end, what we have done is that we have taken the company and we have divided it up into 3 segments: mobility, sustainability, tech.
Okay.
And each of these is broadly about $400 million each. And given where we are right now in the medium term, I do believe that we can create $3 billion segments each. That puts us at about $3 billion.
Saying that the semiconductor space has been booming would be a huge understatement, right? It's not only booming, it's spreading like wildfire. What is LTTS doing to expand in this domain and to leverage the wave that this space is experiencing at the moment?
So we actually realized that Semcon will come about. So let me step back and say that at LTTS, there are 2 distinct things that we've got in the company. One is a global engineering academy.
Okay.
That trains and retrains our employees on a regular basis. I'm happy to share that 8,000 plus people, like I said, have been trained on AI, all leveraging internal training. Number 2, what we do is that we've got a Chief Technology Officer office, a CTO office in the company. And the CTO office is designed, has the mandate to actually look at the next 3 years or 5 years in terms of technology. It's not a P&L, it's a cost center. LTTS spends between 1.5% to 2% of our revenues every year plowing back into technology. So the CTO office comes up with this, and then they percolate it down to the business units, etc. So the CTO office came back about 5-7 years ago to us and said that, look, 7 years ago and said, Semcon will be the new currency, data will be the new currency, let's start working on it. So we actually bought 2 companies, one in California and one in Bangalore, in semiconductor design.
Mm-hmm.
With that today, we are working with almost every Semcon major, and we have the ability to work across various sizes and types of chips, from data center chips to PC chips to mobile chips and others. And if I look at this space today, you can see that the number of chips required in an automobile, number of chips required on the shop floor has just gone up multifold. And therefore the need to design more, to have more variants, to have them work well, be reliable, be resilient, all of that. So I do believe that, so there are 4 or 5 things that I believe, if you look at the future, will define at least the next 3 to 5 years in terms of engineering spend, which is slated to get to about $3 trillion by 2027. One, it's going to be software defined everything. Second, including AI and cyber. Second is going to be compute. And for compute, I include Semcon design, I include hardware design, board design, all of it.
Okay.
Third is going to be industrial automation. You're not hearing a lot about it, but I can tell you that with the aging workforce and with digital twin becoming more prevalent, industrial automation will be the third wave that you will see coming up, or the third trajectory, or pivot, or whatever you want to call it. The fourth one that you will see coming out there is going to be all about rejigging of supply chains. So I believe that these 4 will create the kind of wave that you are looking at in terms of growth CAGR going forward in the future. So not just Semcon, it's going to be compute, it's going to be software, it's going to be industrial automation and rejigging of supply chains.
As a leader in this space, do you see India becoming, or taking the charge at least, in either semicon designing, semicon packaging. Do you see that happening in the near future? Because we as a country are, let's be honest, way behind than the East and the West in terms of packaging, in terms of designing.
So I would say a lot of design is happening in a number of our global competency centers in India today. We should be proud of what the GCCs are turning out, along with the service providers are turning out and churning out for the world today. A lot of design is happening here. So design leadership we can take. Packaging will be a lot more capital intensive. Just like AI usage and use cases development, we can take the lead, but AI compute power is very capital intensive and is a whole different question.
Okay.
So I would focus on design, and I would not just focus on design on Semcon, I would actually do design, and I would then say design plus manufacturing, because if you do manufacturing without design, then you are not looking at the value add services. So I would say ER&D, manufacturing, design is where the future is for us.
Okay. Let's talk about the telecom segment, right?
Sure.
I want you to help us understand more about the wireless center of excellence.
So what we've done, which you just announced, right?
Yes.
See, so 5G has picked up. In fact, there's an interview that came out yesterday from one of the telecom infra players, where he says that they've seen a huge uptake of 5G across. See, if you look at it today, wherever you are, whether it be AI, whether it be software, you will need connectivity. And connectivity speeds are definitely better with 5G. Again, there's a lot of modeling to be done, because you can't just go out and lay it out. You got to be able to model it. You got to be able to figure out what are the uses, where should you do it, where should you put the tower, etc. So part of work that we're doing is architecting the solution, architecting the entire network, and that's the partnership that we have signed. And as you look at the future, so we have the ability to be able to design networks. We have the ability of standing up networks, and that's what this whole partnership is about.
I think we are almost out of time, so I'll just keep two questions that I want to
Sure.
ask you, because we don't have the CEO of LTTS every day for an interview.
Sure.
Number one, opportunities taken versus the opportunities given debate has always been there since the inception of AI. Like jobs created versus jobs taken. What's your overall view on this? AI as the ultimate benefactor of humanity, or AI that will replace humans at their own jobs?
See, I do not think that humans can be replaced.
Okay.
Right?
That's the
And
general notion.
Yes, I don't think so. See, if I go back to the era of industrialization, I go back to, I go back prior to that as well. At the end of it, all this comes together for humans, and the human race has always benefited from it. There is a change. And that change we will have to accept, we will have to adopt, and we will have to adapt.
Okay.
So if we can adopt, we can adapt. We will be able to take advantage of this in a major manner. Simple example, if you got AI and it can tell you in the medical field or what could be your problems in the next 6 months, and these are the 3 things you can do to help you get out of it, I would say it's helping the human race. If I can look at AI and tell you that if you drive in a certain manner, you will be in a problem as opposed to not driving in a certain manner, I take that as a positive. So I would say there's a lot more to be done, a lot more to be developed, a lot more to be seen. But overall, I do believe that AI is a positive contributor to society and the human race.
Okay. US and Europe are obviously key focus areas for LTTS, but apart from them, what are the other areas that LTTS is looking forward to expand to?
See, we look at, so today about 59 of top 100 ER&D spenders are customers for us. If I look at us, the top 100 accounts generate about 90% of our revenues, and we are happy. We don't want, a big tail of customers. I'd rather focus on some, double down, let's say, focus on them and go deeper, right? Go deeper to scale is our mantra as well. So the US continues to be a high ER&D spend. Of the $3 trillion expected to be spent in ER&D by 27, more than $1.5 trillion will come from the US. So it remains a big spender, and that's a focus area for us. The second is Europe for us. Third is Japan. And number 4, for smart world, we will focus on India and the Middle East. And that's where we will be for now, because we believe that that's enough for us to take forward, and that addresses the major geos, because you have to be able to see what's the payback, what's the ROI, and this is enough for us as we go forward. Having said that, we are doing competitive benchmarking of the tech stacks of other Asian nations that are available there, to see as to what has been developed in a legal manner, and therefore what can be leveraged for our US, European, Japanese, Middle Eastern, Indian clients.
Okay. Any investment figures for India
In terms of?
in terms of expanding?
So we continue to have our major locations in India. We've set up new offices. So Mysore came up 2 years ago. This year was Bangalore. We also plan to inaugurate a large center, an additional center in Baroda, and the next year will be Chennai. And we continue to have labs. So there's 109 labs that we own now, and we continue to expand in that area. A new lab coming up for AI and SDX in Mysore. So expansion continues, work continues. It's all about purposeful, agile innovation.
Okay, great. Last question, and after this we're done. I need to understand your, just know your opinion on this whole debate of work-life balance. What's your take?
My take was very clear in my LinkedIn post.
Okay.
And you can go read it.
Okay.
And with that said, we all stand for purposeful, agile innovation. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Splendid guest. Thanks.